They say time heals all wounds. It makes things better. And while I agree time can give you perspective, what if weeks after a breakup you find yourself still sitting in your car crying before work, isolating yourself, not going out, eating a lot of takeout, and you're hoping nobody notices? You're trying to push yourself through this all on your own. But time and space isn't working this time. And I get it, if you're brokenhearted, spending time on your own might feel like the safest option, but what if in this case it actually slows down your healing? In today's video, which is part of my Getting Through Heartbreak Faster series, we're going to talk about how connecting with your support system, even if it's just one person, can help you to heal faster. And we'll talk about why isolating ourselves is so common after a breakup, and how letting others in can be the exact thing that saves you. Look, breakups are painful. They leave us raw, embarrassed, disoriented, and deeply vulnerable. Our whole life feels like it's been turned upside down. One of the most common reactions is to pull away from others. And it makes sense. You might not want to keep repeating the same story of the breakup. You might not enjoy being around your couple friends. You could also be afraid that people are tired of hearing about your breakup. You might feel embarrassed or ashamed about still caring about someone who didn't treat you right or who didn't choose you. Or maybe you've convinced yourself that no one will truly ever understand what you're going through. And sometimes you might have friends who don't get it, who haven't been through this type of heartbreak. But you can find people who get it, who understand. So feeling all these feelings, at the beginning you might back off, go silent, cancel plans, hang out just at home thinking, I can get through this on my own. Maybe it'll make me stronger. But here's the truth. Isolation can feel protective. But if you don't invite imbalance, if you don't see your friends, you might be building a cage around you. When you're hurting, your thoughts get loud. And without other voices, other experiences, your story with your ex stays at the center of your emotional universe. Your ex will stay right in the forefront of your mind. It's so easy to start replaying old conversations, what went wrong, looking through the text chain, rereading old messages, second-guessing yourself, second-guessing every interaction, getting down on yourself about what you could have done differently. And this loop does not help you heal. It does help you to pause your life. And it becomes so easy to put your ex on a pedestal, someone who's already out of your life, someone you're trying to move on from. If you're getting down on yourself, if you're blaming yourself, the longer you stay alone, the more you're going to start to believe this negativity. Okay, so what makes it so hard to reach out? It makes you feel vulnerable. Being vulnerable can help you to grow, but it is difficult. It's hard to be so open. You might be afraid of being judged or just dismissed, and you might be tired of explaining how you're feeling. You could feel guilty that you're not over it yet, embarrassed that this still hurts and you're not just able to move on. And you might feel a little resentful if your friends and family don't really get it. That's why you have to find the right person to talk to. You don't need everybody to get it. You just need one person to listen and understand. You don't need advice, you just need presence. Because having someone there will remind you that you're more than just this heartbreak. This is not your end story. This is just a chapter in your life. And most importantly, you're not meant to figure this all out in isolation. None of us are. When you invite someone in, even just a little, suddenly you're not just alone in your thoughts. It interrupts an obsessive loop that might be starting over this breakup. A sibling listens without trying to give advice or trying to fix it. Then you don't feel alone in your thoughts. A friend invites you to dinner and you're talking about different things. A therapist helps you to name your patterns and that gives you insight. You're starting to grow. A breakup coach offers perspective, and suddenly there's direction when you used to be very confused. Support is not all just deep talks and hand-holding. We might think that seeing our support system means hugging and crying on someone's shoulder for days on end, but that's not really what it is. Most support is ordinary. Sitting quietly while someone folds laundry, just having someone there. Texting a friend instead of looking at your ex's Instagram. Going for a walk or sending a friend a voice note rather than venting for the 10th time. Playing board games, watching bad movies, doing something that just gets your mind off of it. Honestly, when I've gone through a breakup, just hanging out with a friend and watching a scary movie made a big difference. Just having someone with me while I cleaned and folded laundry helped to take my mind off what was happening. Because you don't need someone to solve the heartbreak. You don't need someone to fix it. You just need someone to share a moment with you, just to give you some respite from your own thoughts. Okay, so how can you build one of these great support networks? Reach out to someone who feels safe, who you've connected with before, who might be open to hearing what you want to share. Even if it's been a while, even if it feels awkward, reach out to them. Try and invite in a reconnection if you haven't seen one another. Ask them if they could just listen to you as you talk about something you're struggling with. And be honest with what you need. Some people are fixers, some people are listeners. You can say, I don't need advice, I just want to talk it out. Or, I don't really want to talk about it, can we just go for a walk and hang out? And yes, consider a therapist or a coach. That can sometimes be a really safe place to start because they're outside your circle. They'll listen to what you need and they'll hold space for your healing. Explore support groups. There are great places online, and sometimes it's just nice to hear someone say, oh, me too. I've been through that. If you've been locked in your own head and struggling with a breakup in isolation, this is a nudge to let someone in. Let someone hold part of the weight. It's really good to receive from other people. Even if you're used to giving all the time, it's good to receive. Let your friends, your family do that for you. Let yourself be seen even in your messiness. We all don't have to have it all together. It'll just make you seem more human. Healing doesn't happen in a vacuum. It happens through conversation, in shared moments, and with quiet support. And laughter will sneak in when you least expect it. Laughing is so healing. I'm a licensed therapist and divorce and breakup coach. I've been in practice for over 20 years. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below.